we have made substantial progress. We're on the right path. Virginians know it. They see the transformation underway, and they want more progress, and they want it faster.
Welcome back to America Decides. CBS News has learned some of the country's biggest GOP donors are ramping up efforts to get Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin to enter the 2024 race for president. Earlier, he was pressed on a potential White House bid.
I've told you, I'm totally focused on Virginia elections, and that's what we're going to get done.
Well, what would hold you back?
Focused.
What's holding you back?
I'm focused. We have got to hold our House and flip our Senate.
This news is scooped from our CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent, Robert Costa, who joins us here with this new reporting. So you're hearing from donors, panic, deep concern. What specifically are they saying, and how does Glenn Youngkin end up fitting into all this?
There's a combination of factors right now that are fueling this talk of Youngkin maybe getting into the race. He didn't seem to really deny it there. He didn't open the door, but he didn't close the door either. He sees a lot of political risk on the horizon based on my conversations with his associates. But you have people like Bill Barr, Trump's former attorney general, John Bolton's former national security advisor, real Trump critics. You have billionaires like Thomas Petterfy who are saying the money would be there if Youngkin decides to run. But what's really notable to me is that what is really pushing this is not just dissatisfaction with Trump as the potential nominee. It's a sense that these debates, the first two debates, haven't provided a breakout star for the GOP donors, established Republicans to rally behind and say that person could be our standard bearer. Now, I've gotten some feedback today since reporting this from some of the rival campaigns, and they say they can't stand this talk of Youngkin. They want him to close the door because they believe as long as Youngkin keeps the door open, even a sliver, money stays on the side, and they starve for dollars and attention in the race, actually as candidates.
During a pivotal period of time. You know, the resilience the former president has in the national polls is not replicated in the early state polling so far, New Hampshire and Iowa. Let's take a listen to some New Hampshire Republican voters and their thoughts on the state of the field right now.
If the Republicans nominate somebody that's electable, that is going to help bring the country together and not be so divisive, I will vote that way.
I don't really think anyone's quite captured the American people's attention so far. Definitely not mine.
I do like that they stopped dunking on the one person not there and started dunking on Vivek instead. It seems more fair.
I'm still undecided. Probably not Trump, but out of the other candidates, it's not quite decided.
Why not Trump?
Just because I don't think he's going to win the general election.
That might be the backdrop why so many donors are so concerned, but it's getting pretty late pretty early. Iowa is January 15th. We are in fall already. Is there a sense that this has to be a decision made in the next 6-7 weeks?
For Youngkin, it's definitely a decision he has to make in the next 6 or 7 weeks. He wants to wait until the Virginia elections on November 7th. He keeps saying that on Fox News today. So they happen on November 7th. If you don't get in the next few days in early November, you have a month before all these major ballot deadlines in December for the March primary states. Youngkin, if he got in December or November, he would already miss several ballot deadlines, including in South Carolina and in Nevada, which would put him behind. But what you heard from those voters was so intriguing because what the problem is, according to not only Republican donors, but other candidates, is that the field remains so big. So there is obviously, just by hearing those voters' voices anecdotally, room for a Trump alternative. But as long as there's so many candidates in the race, they're all splitting the same vote. That's the not Trump vote. Senator Mitt Romney told me, he said he would welcome Youngkin to get in. He doesn't know him well. But he said, how is Youngkin going to solve the problem that so many candidates are running as the Trump alternative and Trump has all of his coalition all to himself?
Do you get any indication he might follow a Chris Christie model where somebody might want to take on Donald Trump head on to try to defeat Donald Trump?
No, that's not Youngkin's way. Youngkin ran in 2021, as you remember, as someone who kind of embraced the Trump voter but kept Trump at arm's length. That's the kind of race he would run, try to come in late, do his own thing. And there's a hope that maybe Trump gets hobbled at some point by the 4 criminal trials he's been facing and faces early next year.
Robert Costa, good work today. Good work every day. Thank you for joining us.
I'm glad I got a sticker from you today.
We'll take it.